For this video, I'm going to take you on a walking tour of the Toys R Us store located in St. John's, Newfoundland. So today I'm in beautiful Newfoundland. For those of you who don't know, this is an island province that is located off the eastern coast. It's actually just east of Nova Scotia. A lot of Americans are probably familiar with this island because this is the final resting place for the RMS Titanic. It sank about 400 miles off the eastern coast of Newfoundland near St. John's. If you watch any of my previous videos, especially when it comes to toy collecting, you'll realize I'm a huge fan of the Toys R Us stores. That was a huge part of my childhood. It was kind of like a weekly event for me and my parents to go down to the local Toys R Us. And even if I wasn't buying toys, we'd still window shop. Just have a lot of great memories from going to those Toys R Us stores. So it really did break my heart when all the Toys R Us stores in America went bankrupt. See, up here in Canada, they were a separate company, so that event never happened. The Toys R Us stores never went away. So shopping at a Toys R Us store up here in Canada, they look like all the stores you grew up in the 80s and 90s with in America. Now, I've already filmed a couple other Toys R Us stores. I filmed a few in New Brunswick as well as Nova Scotia, and like I said, this is my third province that I'm visiting, so I decided to check out this particular store in St. John's, which is right across the parking lot from the Avalon Mall. Now, one thing that I quickly noticed about this particular Toys R Us is this is the smallest of the Toys R Us stores that I've filmed in Canada so far. While the previous two Toys R Us stores that I filmed in the other provinces were roughly the same size as the Toys R Us's that I grew up with, this one's kind of a little smaller. The traditional Toys R Us stores in the 80s and 90s, they used to be about 25,000 to 30,000 square feet. I didn't exactly have my tape measure on me, but this one felt probably more like 15, 12,000 square feet maybe. It definitely was a more compact footprint than the Toys R Us stores that I saw in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Despite the smaller footprint, it was still probably about 3 times the size of a typical KB Toys that I grew up with. So still a lot of toys here, and this store was incredibly well stocked. I was really impressed with how well stocked the action figure aisle was. They had so many great G.I. Joe toys and Marvel and DC superheroes, and their Lego aisle was incredible. There were a couple things that I felt that they could do better. Like, I didn't think their die-cast car aisle was that great. It was mostly just Hot Wheels and smaller 1/64 scale stuff. I kind of wished they had more 1/18 scale or 1/24 scale. So that's one place where they can improve. They also didn't have, electric trains. I know that I'm old school, but I'd love to see, a couple Bachmann HO trains, maybe even a Lionel set. So that's a place they could improve. And I noticed that there seemed to lack a video game section. I couldn't find it anywhere, at least. I didn't see any game consoles. I didn't see, physical media here for sale. So they lacked certain things that, I think that they can improve on what they have at the store. Because there were some aisles where it was just like, I was asking, why do they have so many, RC cars, but, not a single electric train set, for example? And those used to be in the same aisle when I was a kid. It appears that this store used to have a video game section because that seemed to be like that little alcove out on the, I guess that would be the left side of the store near the cash registers. But it was all hockey sports cards and football cards and some action figures. I think there used to be video games there, but they're not there now. Another section of the store that I felt like they could improve on was the Transformers section. I had been sitting on this video for quite a while now. When I was filming this, there was a Transformers film in theaters at the time. It was the Rise of the Beasts film, and they just didn't have a lot of Transformers figures here. And they just had, it was like an end cap. It was like maybe 4 boxes wide, and they had, a decent selection from the latest movie. But there are other toy lines that have come out. They've been reissuing a lot of G1 toys, at least at the Walmarts down in America, so I was kind of disappointed by the lack of selection they had. Well, that pretty much wraps up this walking tour of another Toys R Us store. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.